Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of the Pirate Republic using the official solo rules. Tom was kind enough to check out my video, and yes indeed he found some things which I kind of messed up, something that I really more or less misinterpreted when I evaded this token here. I think I evaded into the Great Abaco here. This really would have cost me 1 movement point, and I think this is really something which I cannot take back easily, but I will promise I would play it right as of now. The second thing is coming from a small rules change in respect to the scouting. Normally you would move into that space, you would scout basically with a free action, then you can decide if you want to fight or not. This has changed, so now what you can do is from a sea space in the same territory you can spend 1 movement point in order to scout a land space, so basically draw one of those tokens, and then you can decide if you want to move in and automatically attack. On the other hand, you can also directly move into a harbor without a token, then you would flip a token or draw a token, and then combat starts automatically. This is really a big change. This was really not what I was going for, so in this case this is something I will take back. So I'm now in the sea area around Sankra, but I use my remaining movement point in order to scout here. One additional thing that Tom asked me to clarify is the way how I brought out those treasure fleet tokens. Normally when they would come in through the treasure fleet icon, they would really both would be starting here on the CV treasure track, but because of the special card I was not able to basically pick and choose where those treasure ships would appear. But again, normally if I would have rolled the standard die, both of those treasure tokens would have been starting here, because this is one of the golden treasure routes. I think no, there is only one, and on those silver routes you would only ever spawn one of those ships. But apart from this, it seems everything else was kind of okay, which really, I'm relieved. So yeah, let's go into the next turn. Let's draw up to 4 cards for our dummy player. Then we would roll the tidings die for the dummy player to see how many cards he would discard. That's a 2. A 2 is, I think, simple. We would discard 2 cards. Still, that's kind of okay, I guess. So let's see. We still have 3 more cards in our deck. So that's 1 or 2 more turns, it seems, or 2 more turns, I guess. So yeah, we really have to use those wisely, because right now we are at measly 2 swagger. So we really have to improve on that. Next we have to roll our tidings die, and here's really the problem. Originally I really wanted to be on a land space, because a lot of those bad results do not trigger at that point in time. And yeah, this is really something I have to live with now. And yeah, let's simply roll the die. It was tough to find a spot where to place the dice tower with all those tokens. So let's see. Oh man, oh now I'm screwed. Okay, that's the red lookout, which means I still get 3 movement points. So that's good news. But on the other hand, our French friend is back, and this time we cannot automatically evade, so we really have to engage this guy in combat. And yeah, depending on how good or bad I'm rolling, I can take some serious hits now. Okay, let's roll the initiative die and see how good or bad we're rolling, and that's a hit. Awesome. Okay, I think we can do that. Awesome. Wow, we are so incredibly lucky. Wow, this was really, really cool, because we get to hit first and we get to choose if we want to produce those 12 combat symbols, so 6 long range and 6 close quarters, or if we would go to the strike fear. And keep in mind, I only can use the strike fear if I roll a hit on my initiative die. Wow, that's really, really cool. And here is something that Tom mentioned as well. When I defended from this merchant who attacked first, I had to produce 2 strike fear results. And I was really stupid enough to burn 2 of my cards instead of simply spending 2 of my reputation tokens, which I really should have done instead. So it was really not a clever way to play this game, but this is in the past and nothing I can take back. I could, in theory, play this card. This gives me 1 reputation token, and then this card would be lost. On the other hand, let's simply spend 4 of those reputation tokens. This gives me 4 strike fear results, which is enough to defeat this naval ship here. Awesome. We get to choose 4 swagger or 2 reputation. In this case, that's a pretty easy decision. We go up to 6 swagger, 2 more, and we would level up, which is always nice. And the defeated naval ship goes right to the bottom of its token stack. Awesome. I think this was actually a good roll for us. Of course, we burned a lot of our reputation tokens, but overall not complaining about this. But we just scored 4 points and still have our full movement and our full hand of cards. Awesome. Okay, then let's spend our first movement point for this turn. And right now I feel kind of brave. So let's move into St. John's territory here. We have to flip this token. What is it? Again, another naval ship. Are you kidding me? Oh man. Yeah, we have to deal with him. This is something we cannot automatically evade. So let's roll the initiative die one more time. And again, we are hoping for something red. A critical hit. A critical hit is awesome. Because not only are we going first, we also get a bonus. We could go for an additional reputation token, but only if we don't flee. Or we could go for +3 long range or +3 close quarters for this fight. And as we are going first, I think there is a good chance we might be able to take this guy out. Awesome job. Let's check our cards. Or better check the token once more. That's 7 long range, 7 close quarters, or 7 strike fear. These are all ors, which is really a good thing in this case. And I think we should be good. We need 7 points. We get 3 virtual points. Either way, I'm not going for the reputation token. I think I will go for, let's go for close quarters or long range. Doesn't really matter in this case. Let's go for long range. So we have 3 long range. We will trigger the advanced effect of the Not So Pirate's Folly and get 3 more of those long range. So this card is discarded here. We have to choose. And I think on top of this, we will also spend the Strike Your Colors. Those are 7 points worth of long range damage, which is enough to take out that Dutch naval ship here. We get 3 swagger plus 2 reputation. How cool is that? So that's 1, 2, 3 points. We just leveled up to level 2. We gain 2 more reputation tokens, which are always nice. For moving into level 2, we gain 1 elite pirate card. We will have a look at that in a second. And on top of this, the +2 is now also a hit on this initiative die. So normally it's a miss, but if you're at level 2 or more, this also counts as a hit. So it's getting more likely to go first in any given round of combat, which is always a good thing. Let's have a look at our elite pirate card, and that's a very cool card here. So if we trigger the advanced effect, we would generate 2 strike fear, which can be really a huge deal. And even the standard effect is already cool. +2, +2, or here +3, +3. Awesome card. This goes to the top of our deck, so we cannot use it right away, but we can use it as of the next turn. We still have 2 more movement points to go, and I think with 1 movement point I want to scout St. John here. So let's see what we get. Maybe something better. Okay, I think that's not bad at all. That's a small little village, which is something we could try to raise or attack. Awesome. But I think for now I want to use my remaining point in order to move into Virgin Gorda here, which is a pirate, or yeah, it's pretty much a neutral space right now. In theory I could build a pirate haven there, but right now I don't want to do that. And I'm pretty sure I'm playing this way too slow and way too careful, but I'm not really experienced in this game. I'm pretty sure that Tom would now totally, with his 2 remaining cards, do something very fancy. But yeah, I'm a chicken. I want to move into that port here, and maybe for my next turn really want to move into St. John and try to sack it. Okay, last thing to do, draw up to 4 cards. We already know one of those cards. That's the Mahogany Belaying Pins. We can use those. And what do we have here? Fire Ship. Okay, also not bad. Here we have an additional effect. Choose 2 of your discarded cards to shuffle into your pirate decks. Also very helpful, especially when you get those more powerful elite pirate cards. Okay, but that's the end of our turn. Let's move over to the dummy player, who draws up to 4 cards. He has 1 card remaining, so I think it's really only one more turn after this one, of course. And that's the White Lookout, which are 3 cards. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the round. As of the next turn, of course, we still get 2 more turns now, which is kind of okay, I guess. Ha, and one thing I nearly forgot is also something special for the solo rules. Whenever you get a card, the dummy player also gets a card. It's the same type of cards. Doesn't really change a thing, but in this case, he will also put an elite pirate card into his deck. Let's start our turn. We would roll our tidings die. That's a +3, and this is definitely good news, because this means we can sail like crazy. So normally you have 3 movement points. With the +3 you have now 6 movement points. Not really sure what I want to do with that, but yeah, let's see. So with 1 I want to sail out of Virgin Gorda, and with our second movement point I want to sail into St. John, and with the new rules I have to automatically attack it now. But first let's spend those 2 movement points, and again we would have to roll that initiative dive. Again, it's a hit. Oh wow, this was close. I already saw that miss. What miss was it? It was a standard miss. Okay, again we go first, so I think St. John doesn't stand a chance. We either need to come up with 5 long range and 6 close quarters, or 5 strike fear. Right now we already have 4 reputation tokens which we could transform into strike fear because of our infamous reputation. And now I can choose if I want to burn reputation tokens or if I want to gun them down pretty much. And I think this is what I want to do. So I want to play this card here, Scourge of the Seven Seas. This gives me 2 + 2 + 1. Reputation. So let's grab this reputation from here, which is cool. Then I want to use my new card here, and therefore I have to spend this token which I got here, and this is now 5 + 5. Yeah, pretty much not enough. We still need 1 more close quarter, so in this case, yeah, let's also spend this card. So now we have 2, 5, 7 + 5, which is enough to sack this village here. So we get to choose if you want to get 4 swagger or 1 elite pirate card. And here I'm really tempted because I think I can have a full more turn with that pirate card, to be honest. Oh, this is now really tempting. Or should I really go for a more quick win, to be honest? Ah, that's tough. No, I think let's go for 1 more elite pirate card here. So this token goes here, and if there are ever 2 of those, we would spawn our first pirate hunter, and those are really not funny. But of course I get to place my first pirate token to St. John. Awesome job. If we get ever 2 of those, we can grow our fleet, and in this case we gain 1 random ship token, but we are not allowed to keep 1 of those naval ships. If we have 5 of them, we get a naval ship, and those are really, really powerful. Awesome. And that's the card we just drew. It's okay, but right now not the best card, to be honest. Red Sky Knight, Sailor's Delight. This rest does not end your turn, which is something that normally does, and you may use the effect to rest immediately during combat. So this can be indeed then helpful, and we can use the basic effect, and you may also apply the basic effect to any players in your space or adjacent space. Okay, this is really a cool card also for the cooperative version of the game. It's not really the greatest card right now. I was really hoping for some more combat symbols or so, but yeah, I will take it anyway and put it on top of my draw deck. And then I still have 4 more movement points, and there is still this ship waiting for us, and I think I want this ship. So I move out 1, 2, 3 and 4. There were no ships on the way, so I have to engage this merchant there. So let's roll the die, and this is a miss. Of course, this land red there. Yeah, it's only a hit on a 4+. Unfortunately, it is a miss, so he will attack first, and he will attack with strike fear, which is in this case not that bad, to be honest, because we can easily spend those. So we have successfully defended from this ship. This goes back to the cup, and then we can attack it with 1, 1 or 2 here. And in this case, we will play our last card, the red Jolly, generating 2 long range. Let's discard it. Let's blow this merchant to smithereens. Therefore, we gain 2 swagger or 1 reputation. No, let's go for the swagger. So we are now at 11. This guy goes to the token stack. Right now, we are still doing okay. 3 out of 6. We can do 2 more before a new naval ship would spawn, but right now that's still okay. And yeah, I think that's really the end of our turn. There's really literally nothing we can do. But actually the way how this works is, first of all, you check if the pirate deck is empty. It's not. So we will now draw up to his 4 hands, which he cannot do. At least this is how I understand the rules. Tom, keep me honest here. This case, I think it doesn't really change a thing too much. Then we would roll the die. That's a -1, so he will only discard 1 card. But again, it doesn't really matter because as of the next round, next turn, this will be it because his pirate deck is now empty. And of course, I have forgotten to draw our cards at the end of my last turn. So this is what we have, the improvised shot. This looks pretty good, to be honest. And then we have 2 rest cards. Are you kidding me? Of course, there was 1 in the deck and another 1 here. Okay, I really should have gone for the swagger. But yeah, let's roll the tidings die for us. That's the treasure fleet. Which means the treasure fleet ships on our nearest treasure route are now moving. And guess what? The golden one is the nearest one. So this guy will move 1 space closer to the old world. And this guy will move in here. And now we get to basically flip this token for free. But they're all not easy to deal with. 16 plus 14, wow, that's a lot, but we gain 8 swagger and 1 of those treasure cards. I really want to try to defeat at least 1 of those treasure fleets in my playthrough here. Fingers crossed. Last thing to do, we place 2 more treasure fleet tokens on that route here on Sevilla. Awesome. Then it's our turn and there's really not much we can do. We have 3 movement points and maybe I will simply go for the improvised shot here and yeah, just gain 1 reputation token for that and we'll move somewhere safe. And I think this is what I want to do. So for my movement or during my movement, I will play the improvised shot. This generates 1 additional, where is reputation token. Awesome, can really use it. With our first movement point, we will move into Havana space. So let's flip those tokens. Okay, they're all bad. Really all bad. We have still 2 more movement points, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we are. Is there anything I can scout here? Let's see. Yeah, no, it's not. It's a neutral space here in Key Biscayne. Yeah, let's simply go with our remaining movement points. We have 2 more movement points, right? We move down there. So yeah, let's move back and let's move into Androsh. And that's pretty much the end of my turn. Dummy player will announce end of round because his deck is empty. This card will be discarded. Of course, we would have to roll, but it doesn't really matter. We get our final turn. And again, this is how I understand it because his pirate deck wasn't empty at the start of his turn. So let's roll the tidings die again. That's the white lookout. We don't resolve the white lookout when we are on a land space, which we are. We have 3 more movement points and yeah, why not? Let's move 1, 2, 3 points into Nassau. So we are 1 step closer to those ship here to the east. Yeah, and I think that's the end of the round. So let's reset all the decks. And again, I forgot to place in 1 of those elite pirate cards when I got my second one, but I think it shouldn't have changed the outcome of when the round ran out. In the multiplayer version of the game, we would have replaced our Chaos card. We are not doing this in solo play, but we are drawing 2 territory cards and place 2 tokens face up on those spaces. So first goes to Panama, the second one goes to the ocean. Pretty much all down there next to each other. Yeah. So let's start with Panama. This is a token that will be placed face up in this space. It's a pirate, something we can live with. And second, we have a naval ship, a Danish one. Okay, I think we don't want to move down there too quickly, to be honest. There are definitely some nice looking ships or tokens waiting for us. There could be some more merchants, but I think right now, let's better wait. And yeah, then we are set for round 2. And I think that's where I call it for today. So leaving you some room in order to comment on some of my mistakes or wrong rules interpretations. Keep them coming. And yeah, I really hope you are still enjoying my little playthrough of the Pirate Republic. I really like this game a lot. It's really a lot of fun to generate those combat and defense values, really getting stronger. Really something I enjoy a lot. Hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.